What's going on, everybody? This be your boy Scotty by Nature TV and
Jamar 4.
in his red cup. And we're here for a new episode of the Prelude. We've been gone for 2 weeks. We haven't gone for 2 weeks. We had to have a break. Okay, we had to have a break. Okay, just have to let y'all know. But however, Jamar has a couple of things on the horizon at this point. If you didn't know,
Girl.
he will be. Well, not he will be. He is producing the up and coming web series called The Circle ATL. It will be out when?
June 21st, baby. Starting
June
next week, we're
21st.
uploading pre-show episodes that gets like groups together, 2 or 3 cast members, hosted by Boys Night Out member Maddie Rance.
Yes, our
It,
very own Maddie Rings.
it is oof,
I
girl.
can't wait.
The first episode,
I can't wait.
reading, reading,
I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. Honestly, I can't wait to
shade
see it.
everywhere. Just ooh.
And I think the circle will be posted on your boy Nunu's channel, I believe. So
Yep.
if y'all want to catch the circle Atlanta, be sure to go to your boy Nunu's channel if you're not subscribed already and view it. I will be reviewing it. Terrence will be reviewing it. Josiah will be reviewing it. Some people from the Justice League will be reviewing it as well. So we're all doing this in support of my very own best friend up here, Jamar
Yes.
84.
You'll
Okay.
enjoy it too. I guarantee you. It's not. Don't do it just for me. The content will be
I kept
good.
I keep watching that super trailer. And on top of that, two, I think okay, Rico Cassadine already follows me. Tevin just followed me. And somebody else. I don't know who that dude was. I think his name's
Martell, Eugene,
Dante. I think
Dante.
that's the
Okay.
one who followed me just the other day because I followed him and Tevin. So be on the lookout for that. I had to let y'all know that first off. Okay. And another thing before we get into this interview, I will be hosting a new talk show, I guess, for Thirst Trap Boys Entertainment. It's called The Rundown. It's me giving the rundown basically on everything that's going on in the LGBT community, involving web series and every goddamn thing else that will be coming out in the summertime, later on in the summer or whatnot. So if you don't know about that, well, you know about it now. Okay. Now, without any further ado, we have a special guest here. Okay. Now, I have known him for about now 11 years now. It started off as I remember it like it was yesterday. It started off on Twitter. That's back when I was writing a bunch of songs all the time, and he wanted to collaborate with another songwriter or something like that. And I showed him some of my stuff, and he liked my stuff, and we kept in contact that way, but it became a friendship in a sense and all of that. So I've known him for quite a long time. So it's very fitting that he would come on our show to interview with us. Okay. Now, without any further ado, let's bring him in. He's a independent R&B singer, originally I think from Athens, Georgia, but he resides in the ATL. Let's bring in DJ.
Hey guys, how
Let's
are
bring.
you? Yeah, you have known me for a minute. It's been like forever. Has it really been that long?
Yes, it was 2010.
Ten.
Sheesh. Yeah,
Yeah,
I met Scotty right when I first moved to Atlanta.
yeah, I had literally just started my YouTube channel. I was nowhere. I probably only had 10 subscribers back then. So
Wow, it has been a while.
yes, it's been a long ass time, a long
We here
time.
now.
Full circle. Look, amen.
And I didn't know you produced The Circle. I would have told you throw me on the show. I would have been like the K Michelle of the show.
You want to go into this Lion's Den if you want?
Listen, I would have been literally like the K Michelle of The Circle.
I mean, look, you know me now, so we'll talk.
All right, we'll talk about season 2. They didn't want me on the way up because they said I caused too much conflict.
You do what?
They said I would cause too much conflict
Why?
Well, you
because,
know what?
well, they were saying because it was a conflict of interest. You know, I'm a singer. You have other singers and artists, and they just didn't want it to be too much. But it makes sense.
I don't think.
I was just about. That was one of the things I was going to ask you, but since you brought it up,
Mm-hmm.
being that you are a singer and you've been doing your thing for quite some time now, putting out all your projects independently, doing everything on your own and stuff like that, and then you see one of our another thing that attracted me to DJ is that we both loved K Michelle. This was before she was even on Love and Hip Hop. This was the dark ages, pretty
Yeah, this
much.
was the pain medicine era. Like when she would get on Twitter and tell us everything. Like this girl would call our
But she would
houses.
share her number on Twitter and stuff like that. Like this was the old days before the ass shots, before all of that. Okay, when she
For the
was singing
teeth.
on top of the piano, huh?
Before the teeth.
No,
Oh,
she had veneers then. She had
she
Oh,
had,
veneers.
I was about to say you went
yeah,
back by that bitch.
No. At that time, the only thing she had was titties and teeth. That's it.
yeah, that was before she went and blew her ass up. So we go back that far. And that was one of the things that we connected on because we both love K Michelle and his music kind of gives you like a male K Michelle type of feel because a lot of his songs are relationship based. They're based on the things that he was going through in his relationship. And being that we both loved her, I always wondered with web series that are out today and you trying to make it and be seen on a whole nother level. I've always wanted to ask you, why have you never ever appeared as a cast member on any of these shows that's down in Atlanta? You got Chase in Atlanta, you
Hmm.
just did all on the way up Atlanta, you got the Come Up Atlanta, you got all these different shows, but I've never seen you on there to
Hmm.
up yourself. So can you tell me why you never done it?
So to be totally honest, it would have to be the right situation for me in reality TV. I think I have a very polarizing personality. And I think I have a very addicting personality. So I think people would naturally take to me because what you see is what you get all the time. Um, I think what the issue has been though, I just think I haven't met the right people to put me in said position. But also it could be, I do know in some of these situations with some of these reality stars, they are just characters that I don't necessarily care for because the life I live is the life I live. However, you're not going to see me on reality TV pretending to be somebody or something I am not.
The girls that be out there having to turn it on for the cameras.
When I turn it on, what you see is what you get. I'm on all the time. I'm on all the time. If I turn up, it's because the situation has been escalated to that point. But it's never a turn up for the cameras. I'm never gonna give you a moment.
See, this is
That's just me. I'm never gonna give you a moment. I am the moment. But you're never gonna make a moment out of me on reality TV. No, sir. No,
I
sir.
would like to see it. I would like to see it because I'm
No,
this
I've had
now.
some moments. I've had some moments.
Really?
Yeah, I've had some moments. There were some moments, but um, I think, like I said, if the right situation presented itself, because I was technically a friend to the show. On the way up, I was working with Trey on his album. So for this particular season, well, for season two, yeah, I was that friend that was in the studio working with Trey. But you saw me at his birthday party, or you saw me. I think I was at Easy's event that one in that one episode. So I was around. I just wasn't a main cast member. Should have been, but I wasn't a main cast member because some I just felt like shouldn't have been on there. But I digress.
Well,
It's the truth. It's the truth, and you watch the show and you know it.
I don't watch this show.
have not seen a single episode, but
And that's not no shade at all. I have never watched that show, but like a couple of weeks ago, they followed me on Instagram, and I was kind of surprised by that because I've
hey,
never seen that show before ever. And it's not because we interview so many people from different damn shows.
Hmm.
It's so many of them to keep up. There's the come up, the chasing, the grind, real hop, all these different shows, and it be so many, and some just get forgotten about.
what was that
Yeah.
other LA show, the Global something that reached out
The
to you?
It's the Getaway, LA. It's a new show called The Getaway. They
I've
want the
never
work.
heard of this. So everybody's coming out with a show now. Let's come out with a show, y'all. Like for
I'm
real.
already there.
Like Jamar, can you handle 2 shows?
And let me tell you,
Yeah,
after already being
yeah,
there, I don't recommend. You know what? No. I do recommend, but your production team has to be people like us who already know each other, somebody who already do business together. Because I can't imagine doing what me and Nunu do with somebody I don't really know like that. Like me and Nunu FaceTime almost every day, editing, going through shit, making decisions. So it's like it's not easy, and I couldn't imagine doing it with somebody that I don't really fuck with like that. So if
yeah.
y'all do come out with shows or try to put a production team like that together, make sure it's with people that you know, people that you
Mm-hmm.
trust, because even sometimes me and him be going at it, I'm like,
They do
bruh.
now.
Yeah, I was on a web series a couple years ago and it never aired. I was so upset because I thought it would have been really, really great. But I was on a web series and just speaking about your production team, it has to be people that you know and people that actually fuck with you. Cause literally every other day that we were filming, I'm like, okay, well, who's this person? We don't know them. They new. But this new person is clashing with someone that's already been here, and now we're out of these two people because they can't seem to get along, and now we got to bring in 2 new people, and it's just the constant interchanging, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. I mean, like you said, it has to be with people you trust.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And
So
on top of that, before you even ask your question, I ain't mean to cut you out, but I know that Jamar and I people have asked us to do shows like that, and we never wanted to. We would say no, and then it's like, well, if Jamar does it, I'll do it, or if Scotty does it, that's the only way I'll do it. We don't want to really do that. I know there was a time past where I felt if I was on a show like Love and Hip Hop, baby, I'd turn it. No, I don't want to do it. I don't. I don't even think I'd even be good for no reality show anyway. So,
And no, you probably would, because your personality is so laid back. Like they would probably make memes out of you all day.
oh, I know they would mean before people do it now.
Yeah, like they do it now. So I would be that one. I'd be like, yeah,
But see, I would. It just sounds scary. The whole idea of it just sounds kind of frightening because I feel like I would want to be in a better space independently and not have to use the platform as only my platform, as use it to kind of catapult
yeah,
what I'm already doing. So I
yeah,
want to build the foundation first.
because we would want to do, because the only way we would want to join a show like that is to promote what we're doing and what
right.
we're trying to do. That's what we
That's
would
what you're
want to do.
supposed to
But
do.
yeah, so we wouldn't want to get on there to argue and throw drinks because I don't do that. Throwing drink shit. Don't you dare throw a drink in my face. You
You
might
throw a drink
hit
on
a door.
me.
So,
You throw a
so
drink on
however,
me.
that is what the
See, but I
question
said
you was
we
about to
can't do
ask.
that. We not DJ with albums and stuff on iTunes and
You
stuff.
know what I mean? We don't do
I
that,
don't.
but I'm a person. I'm a person. I'm a person.
Okay.
Yes.
But we've already given DJ his own sort of introduction, so we're gonna give DJ a chance to tell us who he is, what he does, and a special fun fact about him that his fans may not know.
All right. So about me, Scotty, I was surprised you remember where I was from. I am from Athens, Georgia originally. Um, what else? I've been singing since I was 2, running around the house in my little diaper. I wrote my first song at 14 and really started taking music seriously. Put my first project out in 2010. 9. Um, and it's been a grind ever since then. A fun fact about me that people may or may not know: I am just now getting to a place where I am comfortable singing my own music live, and I am just now getting to a place where I am comfortable being sexually explorative lyrically.
Mm.
I've done songs about sex in the past. However, I just when I listen to them now, they just don't sound natural, and they sound almost forced. They sound almost forced, and it even though it's a part of who I was at said time, it just didn't sound like it was coming from a real place.
because you were probably going through the developmental stage, trying to find, who you were. You're trying to even explore that, part of your artistry. And I wanted, because what you do, and because a lot of male singers that are queer don't like to sing from the gay or queer perspective a lot. They feel afraid to do so. They feel like their music may not reach as many people, or it may not be as commercially successful if they use like he, or talking about him, or whatever. They try to be like gender ambiguous, or whatever the term may be. So I like how you kind of take that whole perspective and write from the perspective that people like us can kind of really relate to. So why do you think that might be? Or how did you kind of get the courage to write from that perspective that many other people won't touch?
So the craziest thing is I've always written from that perspective, and I've always written from the perspective of anonymous, because I felt like I wanted to sing songs that my grandmother could say, oh, I've been here, I've been this person. Or, if I were to play a song for my cousin who is just now turning 14, he can be like, oh, I've been through this, or I felt this, or I know what this feels like, even though I've never been in said situation. I know what it feels like to hypothetically cry over a person, So I wanted to always, with my music, I always wanted to approach from a perspective that wasn't gender specific, but more so based on storytelling and raw emotion. Even if the message is not considered appropriate, I always want it to come from a place that anybody could say, I've been here, or I want to be here, or one day I'm going to experience ABC. So
that's pretty much me with every love song, because I don't know what none of them hoes are talking about. It sounds
nice. I'm like, I don't know what y'all. Now I'm playing. I've been in love once or twice.
It sounds nice.
Yeah, it sounds. It is. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when it's right. When it's right, and even when it isn't, sometimes it can be a beautiful thing. But ultimately, you definitely want to get it right. You want to get it right, and when it's right,
As a person that, because I haven't written a song in 4 years or 5 years. I think Reggie asked me to write a song for him. He not really forced me, but he pushed me because I didn't have any more inspiration to write music anymore. So he pushed me to write a song for him last year, I would say. So it's really been a year since I wrote a song, but that was my first time writing one in like 4 years. And it was a song he told me, because I was just getting over someone. I had just broken up with somebody maybe 2, 3 months prior to that, and he was like, "You should use what you're going through, the emotion you're going through right now, and write about it." I didn't want to write about him. I really did. So I wrote it, and I hated the song, but Reggie loved the song. That's what's really weird about being a songwriter and all this stuff. Like when you write songs and you don't like them, those are the songs that a lot of people actually like. And a lot of the times your best music comes from when you're in the darkest and saddest place, because all the songs that I still have that I wrote in the past, they all came from a bad place, but they are my best pieces of work. When I try to write something happy, it doesn't sound good to me, probably because I wasn't happy at that time. I think the last song that I wrote about a guy, because I really, really, I was falling for him. It's gonna be so corny, but the last song I wrote was called 3 a.m. and it was named after the cologne 3 a.m. because that's his favorite cologne. So corny, but
it's not corny. If it was, it's a special moment. Was it
child,
special?
it was at that time, but it's not
Okay,
special.
so it means something. It means something. It doesn't mean it's corny. I listen. I like corny stuff. I think some of the most thought out gestures are corny, in my humble opinion.
I
Yeah,
agree. I agree. Some of the stuff they be like, "Oh, that's corny." I be like, "That's like thoughtful." Like somebody do shit and it's like, they really put thought and meaning behind it. It's like authentic. Like that's the best. That's what you want. You don't want that fake.
Yeah. That's what you want. And even when Scotty said, like, with some of the best music comes out of dark places, I think that's why this body of work that's coming. I think this is, and I don't wanna jinx it, but I have always felt like this is my best body of work. I've always felt like this is my best body of work to date. So I think people are gonna be able to relate to it.
How would
Well, I
you?
will.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. I've been talking too damn much.
I
Go
was
ahead.
like, because as me and Scotty were, prepping for this interview, I was getting a chance to go through like the catalog, and I was surprised. I
Really?
was surprised at because how old are you now, DJ?
Oh, you trying to put me out there? I am 31.
Okay, see, so because I came across like at least what's on iTunes, Colors,
Mm-hmm.
the two from 2013. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like
Ooh, it's
2013.
God.
That was like 7, 8 years ago now. So we were like
Yeah.
in our early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And the musical climate at the time, I was like, we really were doing like the more up tempo dance record. And because of who I know you to be now, I would have never expected you to ever have made that kind of music. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
interesting. It kind of took me back a little bit, took me back to the day. But how would you say this record is different from some of your earlier works, even as far as like the mixtapes?
So I will say this body of work is different from, if we're just gonna talk about colors, it's different because it's a darker tone. Colors was very upbeat, very commercial, very is a very universal body of work. I wanted to make sure I included everybody. With me making this new album, I was simply trying to heal. That was where I stood with it. I was really just trying to heal. And I wanted to make sure that I was actually healing in making this album. This album it starts off me basically talking about where I was when I first started making this album. When I first started making this album, I was literally a functioning drug addict. I was drinking every day, smoking every day. I was in the street. If I wanted to fuck, I was gonna do that too, And it got to a place where I really was just like, I don't want to be here. Like, I do not want to be here. And that's kind of how the album started. On top of that, there was someone that I was dealing with. And that relationship was a shit show. And so, and it was becoming more and more of a toxic situation the longer I stayed. And so all of these things play a role into what you're going to hear on this new album.
So this is basically your My Life album.
Yes, that's actually the title. My Life, a Soul Without a Heart. That is the name of the album.
Ooh, I can't wait to hear
Say
this.
it again.
My Life, a Soul Without a Heart.
This gonna be some. This gonna be
You
some
always
dark.
see on social media, or from time to time, you'll see on social media, people with captions that say, if you could title your album, or if you could title this chapter of your life, what would you title this chapter of your life? And for me, in that season, I was just like, I'm simply I'm simply existing. I'm not living. Like, I'm just here. And
That's
that's how the album starts off. I haven't been living, simply existing, simply breathing. My heart is beating, but it's not in my chest because it was with the other
Jamal,
person.
I get a feeling that we gonna hear something like, I ain't even wanna do this album.
that was the first line of the
So
first
what's
song.
funny is with this album was actually supposed to be the sequel to Colors. This album
Oh,
was initially started out as an electro pop, so to speak. It was an electro pop album. It was gonna have 10 songs like Colors. 9 of those songs were gonna be up tempos, and it was gonna be one ballad that would close out the album. But then,
That's been done so many times.
yeah, but then and I mean, we literally were getting ready to go in the studio the following week. Some of those songs ended up on the Prologue mixtape, but we were literally going in the studio the next week to record that project, and then all of this craziness started with individual I was dealing with, and then I'd be sitting in the studio crying all day, and my engineer would be like, "All right, session's up, so we're gonna sing next session. What are we doing?" And then it got to a point where it's like, "All right, you can't sit in here and cry all day. Like, you gotta give me something. What are we working on?" Yeah, with this album, my engineer has had. I'm sure he has had enough of me, but I just wanted it to be right. I wanted it to be right. I felt like some of my earlier projects were just not right. Whether it was the recording or whether it was the process that it took to get it done. My Independence Day Volume 2 mixtape, I had to record that thing at least 5 or 6 times. So, like, you know what I mean? It was that type of deal.
Is it still in that same lane of electropop, or did the entire theme change?
The entire sound changed. The entire sound changed. It ended up becoming more or less an alternative sounding album. I have a few urban sounding records, but it was intentional not to make this the turn up record. Um, so I definitely wanted to make sure that with what I was putting out, I wanted to make sure that it was going to be 100% reflective, not only of my personality, but who I was, and even give hints of who I am in the present.
Hmm. I know a lot of creators feel like they want to make that experimental or alternative album, and they'll make a few records, but then feel like, oh well, I don't have like the song that can go to the radio. I don't have a song that I can really perform that will kind of
Yeah.
impact the people in the club. So I kind of feel like I have to have at least one record that tailors to that kind of audience, or my project may not be nearly as successful or get as much attention or streams. Uh,
I, yeah, we see that a lot too. Because I
Yeah.
remember Fantasia's album. What was it called? The
Was
Side
it the Back
Effects
to
of
Me
You.
album?
It was Side Effects of You.
Side
I
Effects of
remember.
You.
I remember her saying, "This is gonna be a rock soul album. The entire album is gonna be rock soul." But then you listen to it.
no, that was the definition of that you're thinking
But
of.
she said that about Side
She
Effects
said
of
that for
You.
Side, and then she
Yeah,
said it in the
she did.
sketchbook, and it was still a lie.
That's what I'm
Jamar is
saying.
taking
So
me
it's
out. I
like
can't deal
like you
with it.
listening to it, and it may be two or three songs that has that rock soul thing that she was talking about, but then it's like the rest of it is your standard Fantasia type of sound. But I
Still
think
good
it's not
though.
necessarily, huh?
Still good though. But
Yeah, still,
don't
but it's
lie.
not what you said it was. But I don't think that it's always the artist's fault. It could be the record label's fault too that steps in. Because remember, More Issues in Vogue wasn't even supposed to be More Issues in Vogue.
Right.
More Issues in Vogue was supposed to be her country album. She had those that song that went viral, Mountaintop, and I
No, I
Want to
did
Like
want
Fall.
everybody
I
wanted the
wanted Mountaintop
mountaintop.
so
I'm
bad.
still waiting to hear it.
I wanted
Yeah,
Mountaintop so bad.
I wanted Mountaintop bad, okay? Like I wanted to hear that bad. And that wasn't even supposed to be the type of album that she released. So it's like when she was playing all those country records and pop records that she had, we were all sitting here, okay, this is gonna be something new. But then she
Hmm.
comes out with not a little bit.
Yeah. And here's the funny part. A lot of people don't know Kelly Price wrote that record.
Yes, she did write that record. She did.
Eh,
Jamar's face, he's like, yeah, she did.
stop looking at me.
He is taking me out. I can't take it.
that
No,
goes
but
back to what record labels do, though. Like, I think a lot of record labels are more so focused on having a radio hit than a body of work. I get it from a business standpoint, but from a personal standpoint, that could probably be annoying, to
right.
say the least. I know as a creator, it would be very annoying if someone tried to tell me and Jamar how to do both of our shows, because we have this show, we have Boys Night Out. It would be very annoying if we had someone telling us, we feel like y'all should do this, or y'all should act more like this, or y'all should
Mhm.
tone this. If we tone it down, it's not going to be. Well, this is
Us.
a mellow show for us right here, but Boys Night Out is way more turned up than this
Oh, I want to
because
come on Boys Night Out. I think Boys Night Out sounds like fun.
it is.
Uh, it's something else. And then, like, I can only imagine if those people that are telling you what to do aren't even a part of your community. Like, if some old white man tried to tell us how to run our queer ass show.
Right.
So I will tell you this. So I feel like this album was the album I needed to make because with my previous projects, colors and the mixtape excluded. There have been people telling me what to sing. There's always been a person to say, don't sing that. Why would you say that? Male artists wouldn't sing that. Like, and for
Mm.
me, with this body of work, this is literally like the first body of work that I'm getting to make where I can say whatever the fuck I want to say. And it makes sense and it feel good and it feel natural. There's a record on this project called Masturbation, and I'm so excited for people to hear it because it's not a turn up. The album is not the turn up album, but the feel of the record is so me. It's so me. And I love the feel of it, and I think that's gonna be one that people will be like, oh my god, like did you really just bring this up? Did you just really tell us a whole story about how you filmed yourself masturbating in front of a camera? Okay. All right. So I'm
We're,
excited for people to hear
we're already saying it now that we've heard it.
it. But you have some very the album you don't get it's not all about sex. You do have a few sexual records, but you also have some records that are true to life. Such as there's a record called Sex with My Best Friend's Ex, and it's almost a whole story. Sex with My Best Friend's Ex is the start. But then you have a record following about an STD or about contracting an STD called Thinking with My Head. So the album itself is it's very, very colorful, but it's very, very me. You're getting these raw, vulnerable stories on this body of work. And I think that's what sets it apart from any of my other projects.
Okay, so now I have to because okay, so now I have let's ask it like this. I'm always interested when people or when artists choose like their first single that lead into the eras of their upcoming projects.
Mm-hmm.
Why, once you just described what we have in store for the rest of the album, what made you decide to release Voicemail to start with?
So Voicemail is okay. So there are a few different variations of that. Let me break this down. And it's like this with a few songs on the album. They have a few different meanings. Voicemail, if you're listening to it, you sound like, or I sound like the obsessed but concerned partner. However, in the video, of course, you see me and I'm going through the motions. I'm like, I'm blowing your phone up, but where you at? And I pull up and I see you, or I see your truck in a place it's not supposed to be. I'm smashing your window. But the real story behind the record, I was ghosted. There was somebody that
I know
I
that's
actually,
good.
yeah, I was ghosted. There was somebody, and I always, whenever I talk about this person, like my face just lights up. It's the craziest thing. We're not together, great friends, great person. Anyway, so Voicemail, I was ghosted. That's the story. There was somebody that I was very, very into. And I felt like we had perfect chemistry. I mean, literally, we would do stuff. We'd make out in the rain, be out in the parking lot, making out like we were
I did
17
that. That
without
is
any
so
kids, without a care.
beautiful.
Yeah,
That's so
we were doing that. And then one day I sent a text message, and one day turned into 3 days, which turned into a week, and eventually we were at a month. And none of my messages or my calls were being returned, but this person was on my Instagram story. This person was posting on Facebook. This person even responded to a comment that I made in a Facebook group. And I was just like, wait, so you can respond to this, but you can't pick up this phone for real though. Like see, I
I'm so
know
much
you saw
better.
me calling. I know you got my message, and I know your motherfucking ass ain't sleep. But what's funny is Voicemail actually almost did not get released as my lead single.
why
Why?
not?
So let me take you back. So when I announced that I was even doing this album, there was a song called Fuck Nigga. And so Fuck Nigga was the kickoff for this album. And then shortly after Fuck Nigga, there was a single called No Projects, which really didn't gain the traction. People were not excited about it. So I was like, all right, let me go back, let me work on this album some more. It's not ready. Cool. So we come back out now. Voicemail when we did voicemail, I was like, this is a dope song. This is really, really dope, but I don't think it's my single though. And so there were a few other records on the album that we were going back and forth with. One in particular, I Don't Believe in I Love You, which is it's really pop. When I listen to it, I think about riding down the street in California. I don't know why, but it just feels good. But that was gonna be the lead. And I previewed it on my story a couple times. We were like, oh, I like this, put that out. But then I did a listening party before my mixtape, and Voicemail was the last song that we played, and that was the song that everybody went up for, and so we were just like, that's the single. That's what we're gonna go with. That's what they like. They like the meaning behind it. They like the message behind it. Let's roll with it.
I guess that is really how you find it. And it's like, so when you release stuff, even though it may not catch on the way that you want it to, does that usually mean it's axed from the album, or are you going to try to incorporate it somehow if you have the relationship with the record?
So if I have a relationship with a record, does it okay, so if we're just gonna talk about, we'll just use the fuck nigga record, so to speak. When we
One of my
initially recorded it, it
favorites.
was one of my favorite records. Um but here's what happened. So we put fuck nigga out, it did great. Everywhere I went, people were like, fuck nigga, fuck nigga, fuck nigga. Cool. No projects comes out, cool. My album still wasn't done. And my album wasn't done then because I wasn't done healing. And because I wasn't done healing, I was still creating. And so it's just a huge gap of time. Fuck nigga is 4 years old. 4 years old this October. And so, well, no, this November. Sorry. 4 years old this November. And so I just didn't want to put something that people had already heard on a brand new body of work.
That's normally how it goes. That's normally how it goes because I would frown like hell if if she ever puts out this album and Commitment is on there. Please don't put that on there.
This Commitment was like, what, 2018,
And
19?
her ass will put it on there. You know she will. She'll find a reason.
Or what they do is that they'll put it as like the deluxe.
Don't put it in overlooks either. We don't want to hear it. Mm-mm.
Monica's done that too with Anything to Find You. She slipped that in there as a deluxe.
I wanted that album to have more up tempos, but it was cool though. I like New Life.
I hate it. I hated that album. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Mm-mm.
You know what? Since we're talking about it, I want to know the opinion. Why you feel like Monica put It All Belongs to Me on New Life, but Brandy didn't put It All Belongs to Me on 211?
Well, here's what happened. So Brandy was supposed to have her own version of It All Belongs to Me. There was an album that she was working on with Rico Love. And that album was supposed to have her version of It All Belongs to Me. But around that time, she was dealing with her lawsuit with her record label, and so that's the reason that record never came out.
Oof. What was it, RCA?
I can't remember.
I think it
can't
was.
remember. Thankfully, I've never had a situation where I've had to fight with my record label because I've heard some horror stories. But I've definitely, like I said earlier, have been in situations with people where they tried to tell me what to sing. And on this album, I wanted to sing what I wanted to sing.
Well, you mentioned something earlier that I wanted to touch on.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think the powers that be wants to box in all male artists and make them the same? Because if you really think about it, male artists are boring most of the time. They are all the same. They have the same damn thing as always about. You have the male singers that want to sing about fucking you all the time. Then you have male singers that's begging all the time. You have male singers that's turning up all the time. It's never a variety to me of male R&B, which is why I don't really listen to a lot of male R&B, at least of today, because
Right.
they're all the same. Women, you have a different thing. Like they're all not the same. K Michelle isn't the same as Summer Walker. Summer Walker isn't the same as Ella May. Ella May is not the same type of artist as SZA. Now they probably ain't the best. To me, they're not the best vocalists, but they're not the same type of artist. Why do you think they like the box in males. Because you made a great statement when you said they were saying that male singers, male artists don't sing about stuff like this. Oops, what's going on?
So if I just had to assume, I would
You don't.
assume that
Hold up,
yes,
hold up, hold up. We don't
it's a
see
good
you.
idea.
Wait.
We don't see you.
I think
And you're speaking
StreamYard
in
is
the
fucking up right now.
yeah,
Okay, can y'all hear me?
barely. It's like it's really clowning
What
right
the
now.
hell
Break
happened?
it up.
Can you still see us?
Oh,
Oh, okay,
Hold on,
wait.
kick me out and bring me back on.
Okay,
No,
it
you
was
got to go
right in the
out
middle of the damn
right.
sentence.
I mean, it
Okay,
was
let's.
almost. I mean, it was. We was almost at the end. Good.
Hold on. Bring him on. Bring him on back.
He not backstage.
Oh shit.
He got to click the link again.
Oh, that's probably best too. Might just have to refresh his session with the site because it just killed. It killed his mic, his sound, like the video, everything.
Everything.
Damn.
Right.
We were just getting to the good part.
Right. You may need to text him and tell him to just click the link again.
Hold on, let me. So trying to. Whew, see, this is the things that happen when we try to deal with StreamYard, y'all.
Listen, I wish there was another platform.
But this is the platform that allows us to do this with anybody, anywhere. So, and do it live on YouTube. So, we gotta work with what we got. Shit.
We be trying now. Don't get me wrong. We be trying.
But it's okay though. In the meantime, let me tell y'all how. No, I didn't do that. But
What?
I was gonna say, let me tell y'all how Scotty had this whole gig, and I didn't find out till I found out on the motherfucking internet.
Baby, I didn't find
But
out to the internet either.
maybe they took that yes and where.
Like, let me tell y'all, until DJ comes back, let me tell y'all what happened. Okay, so yeah, this is the time I can tell you how I got. Okay, so Third Shot Boys hit me up Saturday, and they came to me with a proposition about doing a show on their platform. It's called the Rundown, of course, as you guys already know, and they wanted me to host it. So we talked about everything. I didn't mind doing it because at the same time, I don't have a big gay following, so I felt like that'll be an opportunity for me to be seen and be able to bring more gay subscribers to my platform or a way to get my name out there in some type of way. So I was willing to do it, but I was more so worried about the scheduling because I have to do my own channel. I have the Prelude. I have Boys Night Out, and I have the Whether You Like It or Not panel, which is on hiatus at the moment. All coupled up with me reviewing TV shows, talking about what's going on in the media and all of this other stuff. So it's a lot. And on top of that, not only am I reviewing like shows like The Housewives and Love and Hip Hop, which is coming back out next month. Finally, they just announced it yesterday, and all this other stuff. Look up Jamar. We'll talk about that another time, child. But I'm also reviewing shit like Chasing LA and all of this other shit. So it's like I'm doing a video every damn day. Sometimes multiple videos every day. So how am I gonna make this work? So they talked about the how we would film and stuff like that and how it'll work and how I won't be alone. There'll be someone there coaching me through the whole situation. So I agreed. And After we made that agreement, I was officially a part of the team, and that was it. So I had not told anyone yet. So after I was done, I was at the computer. I think I was editing and replying to them at the same time. So while I was up there, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna do this show. I say, well, let me get up and take a shower because I had been lazy all day, wasn't doing shit. So after I get out the shower, it's only been an hour since I agreed to do it. I look up on my Instagram timeline, they done already wrote a whole article about me. They have already talked about every single show I got on my platform. They talked about they ran down all of my statistics. He has over 7 million views overall. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Then I get a phone call from Jamar saying,
Okay.
yeah.
There we go.
I think we good.
There we
Yes,
go.
we did.
Okay, cool. I don't know what was going on with my phone. I ended up having to shut the whole thing down and do it over, but we're here now.
Because I
Yeah,
was
because
like, just said,
I was like, we was almost at the end. We were almost
Yeah,
at the
no.
end.
We are here. We are back.
oh, period. So I wanted to know who are either songwriting or vocal are some of your inspirations when you create music.
Ooh, vocally, who are my vocal inspirations? So
Wait a minute, you're muted. What happened?
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Did you get a text message or something? Because that'd be fucking with my shit too. No. It was like as soon as you started talking, I was like, wait, what happened? Nope. What the fuck? StreamYard.
They just won't let us
Please let
finish.
us
They
do
won't let
this.
us. They won't let us finish this interview for shit. Okay.
Please let us conduct the damn
They won't let us finish this interview for shit.
Girl,
They
look,
won't let us finish it for shit.
y'all, I know this is gonna look so ghetto, but we are at the mercy of technology.
You know what? This is what I'm gonna do every time.
okay, hopefully now there are no more interruptions.
Did you get a phone call or a text message?
Listen, at this point I'm just like, y'all, I'm working. Anyway, I'm working. Okay.
That's what happens to me sometimes when I try to. That's why I put it on Do Not Disturb before the shit even started.
Yes, because people like to call and text and all this stupid shit while we up here.
But
They
go
sure
ahead with
do. It's
your
the craziest thing. It's like even when I put people on my block list, it's like I'm still getting messages. I'm like, why you're on my block list? I don't understand. Right. The block list doesn't even work anymore. But I listen to everything and everybody. So I've taken something from some of everybody that I've listened to, but my primary is vocal inspirations, if you will. My father. My father was a singer. Definitely Whitney Houston. She made singing seem so effortless. Stevie Wonder, Luther Vandross, and definitely Mary J. Blige. She's my fave. Love Mary.
Oh, yeah, period. I love Mr. Mary, even though her recent projects.
But see, I like them. I feel like they're more mature. I think we've grown with her. We're in the post-divorce stage. So I'm excited to see what she's gonna sing about now.
Tell me that you love the London sessions.
So I liked songs on the London sessions. I didn't like the whole thing, but I liked some of it. I mean, honestly, and even though she's one of my favorites, I can say that about about one of my favorites. It wasn't my favorite body of work. No, it wasn't. I felt like she was trying something new, which is cool.
And failed.
Well, no, I mean it was cool. I like
album.
Nobody But You, but then there was some classic Mary on there, like what's the song? Whole Damn Year was classic Mary.
DJ. Let's not lie. The album.
I'm not lying. I liked about 4 songs on the album.
She does not see it for that
You
album.
only like 4 damn songs.
She does not
Trash.
see it.
Just say it.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I only think an album that was trash. I
I
can.
love me some Mary. You know I love me some Mary, but you know that Trash Sessions was a mess. You know it was.
I liked
You
it.
know it.
I liked it. I liked
You
it.
said you only like 4 songs. That's what you just said. Come on now. Trash. Trash.
He does not see it for that album. That is a fight that you cannot win.
He doesn't see it. It's okay.
I
I'm
only like When You're
curious.
Gone, Whole Damn Year, and what's the other one?
It's another song on there with Whole Damn Year. What's the one? I like Doubt. I like Nobody But You. Nobody But You is my shit, especially when I'm on the treadmill and I'm, nobody but you, baby. Yeah, that's the one. It gives me like nobody but you. Like it gives me real disco.
Jamar love to get people
It gives me
to
real
try to
disco,
say
real
they
set.
like these trash ass albums by our favorite artists. He love to get people to tell me you like the London session. Love giving these trash ass albums
I
all
didn't
the
say no because he said that he, loved some of her recent stuff. I'm like, let me put this one out there because that's like a really polarizing one. But now, aside from the London sessions, there's an album that I like.
Okay.
From an artist that everyone just dismisses and puts in the garbage.
Who's the artist?
Okay,
Brandy.
Brandy.
Okay, I love Brandy.
Now, which album do you think I'm talking about?
B7.
No.
No.
Okay, if it's not B7, it's Human.
It is.
Okay.
That's exactly
So
what it is.
Human it's the same thing with Human. Like Human had some really, really nice songs. I think a lot of the better songs were taken off the final track list, in my humble opinion. I feel like there were great songs on Human, though. I think they picked the wrong singles. The singles that were picked should have never been singles, in my humble opinion. I feel like Fall could have easily been a single, or you had Camouflage, you had Torn Down, you had Piano Man, like what was it? It was a song on the bonus album. It was called Gonna Find My Love. I thought that was great.
That was a pop record.
I thought that was
wasn't
great
even
for
Brandy.
Radio. Can we get Justice for Human? Like, can we get an alternative version of Human? You remember back in the day, they would do like a standard album, and then they would do like an alternative album, which had more songs, different songs that wasn't on it was a whole different lineup.
The B-side.
Like Maya did it with The Fear of Flying. The first, it was one edition, and then the second edition had Free on it, because it wasn't in the original set.
My favorites were definitely Camouflage, Fall, and True. I will stand by True to the day that I die.
True would have been cool on country radio, I feel. I think it would have done. I think it would have been a nice crossover record for her.
Brandy just has a net. Like 211 was great. Released all the bad things.
Yes. I think that's been her issue. I think that's been Brandy's issue since Full Moon. She has had great albums. Great albums. But the singles, dog.
All of the bad
singles.
Like you picked Wildest Dreams, Put It Down.
Wildest Dreams should have never been a single because it was too long.
It didn't go anywhere.
It's like a 5-minute song.
And like you had Slower, which I love.
No, Paint This House.
Oh, Paint
This House. Do you know
House.
what you have? Do you know what you have? That's the one.
Do you know Wish Your Love Away? Hardly Breathing.
Wish Your Love. Do you want to do this today? You want to do this today?
Hardly Breathing will have you crying your bitch.
I can't stand him.
Right, I'm so here for it. Okay, so since we're talking about Brandy, can we go to Afro Diijai real quick? Like just real quick, real quick. It's the same thing. I feel like Talk About Our Love should have never been a single. I feel like Who Wish to You should have never been a single. I feel like Where You Need to Be with T.I. or Where You Want to Be with T.I. Sadiddy could have been a single. What's my cut on there? That I thought about calling you, but I changed my mind. How
That's
I
my
feel.
least
How I
listened to
feel.
Brandy album. But I will say this: for when I was looking through and skimming through your stuff earlier, I felt like you unknowingly sampled a Brandy song because the beginning or the instrumentation of Black Butterfly sound is it reminded me of Should I Go, instrumentation wise.
Okay. I can see the similarity there. No, that's not even the same. That's not even the same progression. But it definitely, I could see how it sounds similar.
I think it was the
Um,
piano notes. I
yeah,
don't
it
know.
was definitely the piano. If you listen to what's the song "Hello" by Mindless Behavior, um, it has the same. It has the same sample.
Mm-hmm. Now that's one of my personal favorite from Diijai and Should I Go.
Yeah, "Should I Go" was definitely a very transparent body of work.
Okay, so for me, because I know we're about to close this out in a minute.
Hmm.
But for me, when it comes down to your music, because I gave Jamar a couple of songs to listen to
Okay.
before we did this, and the ones that I listed were, you probably know what they are, but the ones that I listed was By Myself,
Hmm.
Black Butterfly,
Hmm.
um, Loving You at a Distance.
Oh, you took it back. I slick want to re-record it.
I could tell
I
from the version that
do.
I heard. Once I saw it was 10 years ago, you could tell that it was 10 years ago, and you hadn't had the same resources for recording that you do now.
Hmm.
Yeah, but that will forever be one of my favorite songs by him, though. I love that
Oh
song.
my gosh, you took it back.
Black Butterfly was another one, and I think your remake of Lil Wayne's single was the other one because I love that one too.
Yeah, I was dating a fraud.
Oh, and Fuck Nigga, that was the other one.
Yes. Yeah,
I
that
think
single
it's
is like the
standard.
biggest fuck you ever. Like it's I'm telling you, that single was something else.
But I remember attaching myself when as I went through to that would take you back to Silent Treatment.
Hmm.
That one I like. I'm
I
like,
wrote that on
yep,
the interstate. I
yep.
wrote that on 285 in like 20 minutes.
Not on 285. Not you
I
right.
was on 285 texting and driving, and I was like, I had the track. I'd had that track for forever because it was going to be on my album. But for whatever reason, the words were just not coming to me, and it was like literally, I was on my way. I think I was going to Subway, and literally, the treatment is silent, nothing I could. And then it started with that, and I was like, no, it's got to be something else. I gotta have something else. And that song was done in probably about 20-25 minutes.
What's your process when it comes to creating?
My process is really to tell a story, even if it's a song about a party, if it's a song about sex, the objective, whatever it is, my objective has always been to tell a story. Even with my remixes, I tend to attack those like a rapper would. But I still, my objective is still to tell a story. I did a remix of J. Cole's what's the song, The Cutoff, by J. Cole. And literally, I was just telling this quick story about how I pulled up on somebody unannounced, and how I was wrong, but they deserved it.
Not us. Look, not us. Justifying our toxic behavior.
Yeah, I had a toxic moment. Like, I was throwing jabs. I was like, what did I say? I think I said something about, I was like, your ass ain't shit and your mom's ain't either. Your pops was a bitch. He wasn't in your life either. Them hoes you listen to ain't got no niggas either. Sad they made you lose the one you knew was a keeper.
Oh yeah,
You
you
had
was
time
right.
that day.
I had time.
I had time that day. But when you come to telling a story, like, and I think this is a testament to like the young man, if you remember, that came on Tramel's Live, the Anthony Hamilton,
Yes. Pain pays.
Scotty. When I tell you, he was incredible.
Yeah, he was
Like
incredible.
you wouldn't even be able to tell. Like he had like the regular, like deep, voice, the regular masculine voice. Then we started to sing. I said, "Oh,
Yeah. You gotta see him live. He's dynamic live.
He was in the car.
Dynamic live.
In the car, scalping the girls.
He
I
was,
was like,
I mean,
yes.
honestly, he was incredible. Incredible.
I was
Incredible.
picturing everything he said.
One of the best ones I heard all night.
I was like, damn. See, this is why I can't put shit out.
This is the reason.
But you know what? To attest to what you said earlier about being comfortable, you know, just even start performing your stuff live because do you know Carl K-Star?
I've never met him.
You never met him?
I've never met him. I know who he is. I know his music, but I've never had the pleasure of meeting him.
He's a hot mess, but I love him though. Carl is crazy. I love Carl to death.
Wait. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about what's the other rapper? What's his name? He did something early with Rico Quesadine. I know
That could be
I know Carl.
anybody as well. There's two Ricos.
What's that dude? He had the boy pussy, not the boy pussy song. What's the other dude? It's something recent. He remixed somebody's song.
Was it 70? Was it Bus Clown? Was it Bugs Gutta?
No. Keep it going.
Tell It. Was it? What other?
Oh God, he did a song with Rico Quesadine. Somebody look it up. But anyway, when you tell me the name, I can tell you exactly who it is. But yes, I know K-Star. K-Star, I think that he has a couple of records on his EP. He just did the video for Bunny Pussy. I was supposed to be in it. And I didn't, and I was so mad because I had a show.
You might get that chance.
Okay, cool, great.
I'll tell you why.
Because the idea was, I was supposed to be covered in chocolate and have like these little bunny ears, the little Playboy bunny ears. Like it was gonna be epic, I'm telling you. But it was that, and what's the other record? The do. Like it's stuck on the tip of my tongue, but the shit rocks. The shit.
That sounds like Rico with a K.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
You'll think of it when you're in the shower. But I brought him up to say because I was doing like covers on like the Smule karaoke app for a long time, and I played him one of it. He was like, "Bitch, I'm gonna put you on my album the next time." So he wanted to do like a dedication song to like a friend of his that passed away, and I actually had found the beat he said that he liked. He was like, "Just do whatever you want to do. Send it to me, and I'll see what I could. I'll try it out." And I remember I was writing it for like weeks, just trying to get like something, because you never know. This is the first thing I've ever tried to sit down and actually write to a beat. And so when I did it, and he actually really, really liked it, I'm like, huh.
Wow.
Right.
Huh.
It's funny you brought that up. It's funny you brought that up about you supposed to be doing a song with him about a friend of his that he lost, because I actually the week of Father's Day I'm putting out another song for my album. It's not the second single, but it is a song that will be on the album that I wrote about my dad. And you were asking about my process. Literally the words in that song are exactly the process. Woke up this morning, it was Father's Day. It's tough to believe that I still feel away, staring at your picture in this frame. So, yeah. That's the process. So I'll tell you the story. I met LaShawn Daniels before he died. I was in North Carolina, in the mall in North Carolina. It was my family reunion. And we were standing in the food court, and I was like, that looks like LaShawn Daniels. They're like, that's not him. I'm like, that is LaShawn Daniels. I'm like, no, it's not. You don't know what you know. That's LaShawn, like the LaShawn Daniels. And I was like, LaShawn, right, real extra. So go over to him, and I was just like, I don't think you realize who you are. Like, you wrote It's Not Right, But It's Okay for the Whitney Houston. Like, you have written for literally the Holy Trinity. Like, you've written for Mariah, you've written for Celine, and you've written for Whitney. But then you wrote The Boy Is Mine for Monica and Brandy. Like, the list goes on and on. And I was just like, what is the secret? And he was just like, the song is in your conversation. The song is in the life that you live. The song is in the things that you do. The song is in the things that you see. The song is in the people around you. The song is in the people that you don't like. The song is in the people that you love. As long as it's the truth, and even if it isn't, if you can make people feel and make people believe, then you're a writer. Write about what you know. Write about what you know. Sing about what you know. It may not touch everybody, but it'll never miss its target.
Who it's supposed to touch.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I started to even just like, because I feel like songwriting works like a muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And like once you start, you know, how to channel, where to sort of pick from, it kind of allows you to put stuff easier. And I think as you go, and I feel like people that try to come in and try to write something that's going to go straight to radio, go straight to number one. It's like sometimes you just practice.
Yeah. Every song that you write is not going to be a hit. Like, I literally have songs that were intended for said album, and they were never finished. They were just ideas, or they were concepts. Like, even in my phone, I have concepts. I know what this album is, but the next album is supposed to follow the ending of this album. But I'm having to do a lot of digging on that, because, you know, part of me is trying to find, okay, well, how do I feel right now? How am I feeling in this moment in life? What is my life like right now? What's inspiring me in this moment?
So here's what I'm gonna do right now. Since both of y'all are songwriters, okay? There's something I have been working on. It's a song. I'm gonna just tell you what the lyrics are, and I just want to get some of your feedback.
Okay.
So the song is called One, right?
Like the number one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, woke up to a new face. Don't even know if it's the same one I knew from yesterday. And he just left my place. Now I'm sitting here burning out the buds in my ashtray. It's supposed to feel amazing. It's supposed to feel good. But all I did was add him to my little black book. And I know there's a million people under the sun, but I pray that I can find just one.
Oh, listen, I saw the visual for that. I want to hear it when it's done, because I can tell the direction that you're going in. You're literally telling a story. Like, you literally are sitting on your couch in your condo, looking at the phone like it owes you a favor, smoking a cigarette, looking like Bernadine from Waiting to Exhale. That's you. That's you in this story, and I am here for it. Okay.
Yes, and that's the place that he's in right now. Like,
Really?
he is in.
Some little fuck nigga broke your heart.
Even though it's, I don't think it's
It's bad.
I think he wants someone to have his heart, but he hasn't found that person that's deserving of his heart.
Baby, take your time. Take your time.
I'm the type of person, I'm the type of friend that be like, well, bitch, take this time out to love yourself first.
It is like, I do. And I
No,
think my favorite, and I think that's like my favorite, is like you like woke up to a new face, don't even know if it's the same one I knew from yesterday. Like, you are sleeping with so many people, and by the time they leave, you just left there smoking, and you just feel dirty afterwards. It's like all you did, you thought you were like trying to build this relationship, and all you did was add a new contact to your little black book, the little Rolodex of people that you can call to fuck. And it's like, I don't want to do that no more.
Right.
I don't want to do that.
Look, he's like, I'm ready to get up out the street. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I kind of go through the same thing sometimes. Like, I have my moments where I be like, oh, I'm ready to get married. All my peers to get married. I want to be booed up too. You know, hell, I want to send somebody to
Valentine's come around.
bears.
Don't let Valentine's Day come around, because that bitch up there be mad as a motherfucker.
You know what I mean? I'd be so sad on Valentine's Day looking at all the lovers or whatever. But here's the thing. So even in my singleness, so I've been single for 10 years, right? And in these 10 years, like, I have been close one time. And in my being close that one time, and this is actually the individual that even started me creating this album. But the point is, even in those 10 years of me being by myself, I've learned so much about myself. and I have loved on me so much that my thing is, if I'm gonna let anybody come in and infiltrate that, like, you gotta be a hell of a motherfucker. Like, you really gotta be adding something to what I can already do for myself. I can already sexually please myself. I can feed myself. I am financing myself. Like, I take care of me. So what are you bringing to the table? What is it that you can do for me that I can't already do for myself? What joy are you going to bring in my life that I'm not finding in myself? Baby, play in the street as long as you can.
But you
Because
know,
I
you know,
promise you,
the
whoever
old
you looking
bitch.
for, 9 times out of 10, they playing in the street too. That's what I done found. I'm like, y'all talking about, I don't want nobody that's in the street, but you in the street. And we know your name. Badu. So, you know.
Well, it's a shame that we live in the same city and we haven't met. And we should definitely do something together. I'm putting that out there in the universe as well.
Let's do it.
And before we let you go, you have to sing something for us.
Okay.
I don't even know what it is. You can say
So
we.
I will do like they do on Tramiel's show. I'll sing a cover, and I'll also sing a piece of my single Voicemail, which is out right now on all streaming platforms. The video came out last Friday. I'm so excited about it. My favorite video of all of my visuals, to be totally honest. Let's see. I found out what I've been missing.
Okay.
Always on the run. I've been looking for someone. Now you're here like you've been before, and you know just what I need. It took some time for me to see that you give good love to me, baby. It's so good. Take this heart of mine into your hands, and you give good love to me. It's never too much. Baby, you give a good love. Good
Yes.
love. Hey, one time
Yes.
old Whitney.
Come on,
I miss
Nippy.
Whitney, man.
Yes.
I
Come on,
miss
Nip
Whitney,
Nip.
man. So the single Voicemail, it is out right now. If you have not heard it, go get it. Go stream it, stream it, stream it. It is out right now. But it goes like this. Cha cha. Been blowing up your phone, but you ain't answering. Ha, no doubt on straight to voicemail again. I text you this morning, don't front. It's 1 a.m. and still no response. I won't lie, you got me feeling real sour. There's no traffic, it's after rush hour. It's the weekend, I know you ain't working. Like a detective, I'm about to be searching. All on my nerves, I swear that you be irking. All on your grandma, I'm about to be lurking. Cause you ain't that busy, and you ain't that booked. Posted all over the gram and the book, so I know that you looked. Think I ain't see you double tap this and double tap that. You be all up on my story, but can't hit a nigga back. You slick be scrolling up and scrolling up and scrolling up. And you be scrolling down and scrolling down and scrolling down. Your phone is always in your hand, you never put it down. Do you? That's how I know you saw me calling. I know you got my message, I know you saw me calling. I know you got my message, I know you saw me calling. I know you got my message, and I know you ain't sleep. Yeah, so there's that. There's Voicemail. It is out right
Period.
now, right now. Stream it,
Yes,
stream
it
it.
is. It is out now. Okay. It's
Yes, it
out
is out right now.
now. Okay. It is out
Yes.
right now. Okay.
And Scotty,
Out
I can tell you this: from if you look at the scenes of his video of him like in the bed throwing the phone and that lighting, we use a lot of that similar lighting in the assistant too, bitch. That is.
So let me tell you the secret with the lighting, right? Because it was supposed to be a whole other thing, right? So the day before we filmed that video, I nared everything. And I had the biggest chest burn. That thing was literally like the size of Oklahoma. Like that thing went literally from here to here. And my whole chest was discolored and red. So literally I'm in the cold dancing with this burnt chest. We are in this video with this burnt chest. And the only way they could cover it up was to use that lighting.
Mm-hmm.
It looked good though.
Listen, it paid. It looked good, but you know,
it's like the red and the blue lighting, or the red light and the blue light.
Yeah, it's like that's what I get for trying to be sexy.
I liked it.
Thank you. Thank you. We are literally trying to find out what the next single is gonna be. I have concepts, but we are literally trying to decide what the next thing is gonna be. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this album. And for you guys to actually see and hear the final body of work.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say at the towards the end of each of all of our interviews, we like to ask our guests, did you have a good time? Did you have fun? Do you feel like our job as the host? Like, give us your feedback.
Of course, I had a good time. I love Scotty. Scotty has been the same person consistently since the day I met him. So he is always my book. Jamar, let me tell you something. You and I, we got to get together because we about to tear up Atlanta. They not ready. Jamar's faces and the way he cuts up, I'm like, oh yeah, he needs to come with me to Taco Tuesday because he is the
worst.
and I'm here for it.
You said it's Taco Tuesday?
No. I'm just saying, like, we got to get together for Taco Tuesday. We got to go to Waffle House.
Oh yeah. We'll I'll send you my number on the DM so we can get to, and then I'm gonna show you the rest of that song.
Yes.
Because
I think it's gonna be lit.
It's literally like a piano, like a pop, not piano, a pop guitar like string beat. I'll show it to you.
Okay.
We'll get together and I'll play it and I'll kind of give you like the medley and stuff.
I'll say we're gonna get together and make it happen. I'm here for
that. Actually, I don't know. I'm still in limbo with this, but I'm trying to come to Atlanta next month. If not next month, August. I'm trying to come to Atlanta.
So you're coming during my birthday month? Oh, you do love me.
It's one or the other. It's one or the other, child. It's one or the other. Because I'm trying to do. Because in July is my vacation, and I'm trying to do 2 trips at once, and I just don't know how this gonna be with my pockets. You gotta do. I gotta buy so many one-way tickets. In order to do it,
right? Times are still cheap, somewhat.
Yeah, that's
somewhat.
If you do it far enough ahead of time.
Yeah,
that's true. Because I won't be flying Spirit this time. I'll be flying Southwest. Because I love a Spirit. I love a Spirit now. I love a Spirit too.
Did you say what's wrong with Spirit?
Yes, I've never flown Spirit, so that's why I'm trying to figure out. Like, is it like?
Oh, you've never flown Spirit before?
Yeah,
that's a great thing. You have to pay for everything. You got to pay for your seat. You got to pay for your bag. You got to pay for every damn thing. Okay.
You have to pay to breathe. You have to pay for water.
Is it a safe flight?
Your seats don't recline. They're cramped.
They are.
People stank. And
they do not stink. Don't do that.
Oh, well, I will tell you the truth. He will let you go into falsehood.
I never had no issue with
people
Spirit.
Stink. The staff is rude because they're not getting paid. The flights are like $85. What quality do you really think you're going to get with an $85 flight?
And on
now, my flight has never been $85. It was $100 and up.
Child, I flew my first flight of Spirit to LA back in 2016. Never again. I was like, you want me to do what? For what?
He was like, never again. I'm through.
Never again. I will.
My heart can't take it.
Do Delta, do American Airlines, United, Blue. What's the other one? Blue, some shit.
Blue, what is it? Bluebird?
JetBlue. That's what it is.
JetBlue, yeah. What else say Bluebird? Oh.
Hell, hot air balloon if you must. Anything but Spirit.
Well, I'll be flying Southwest because Southwest just came back down my way, so I don't have to go to New Orleans for a cheap flight. I can just
listen, New Orleans. I heard New Orleans is the place to be.
They have the best flights.
Out of New Orleans or just the location?
Out of New Orleans, they have the best prices for flights because Like when they first took Southwest out of here, we only had United and American, and they were expensive. Those flights were like $500 and $600 a pop to fly out of here. And if we wanted a cheaper flight, we would have to go to Memphis or we have to go to New Orleans. New Orleans is way more cheaper than Memphis is.
I'm going to New
So
Orleans because Memphis was alright, but yeah, it's Memphis.
yeah,
Baby.
but yeah,
Scotty, you were there, so you already know.
I know. So I'm trying to come there either July or August. This time I come, because I'm gonna be staying with this bitch when I do come. So when I do come, please allow me to see your face. Because every time I come, I never see it.
Yes, we gotta get together and smoke.
I haven't seen it
But
either, Scott. You went along.
I don't
Look, we
smoke.
gotta get together and smoke and make edibles and
Yes, we do.
and catch
Yes,
up.
we do.
Yes, and then Tramel and Fro and company can come over, and then we'll play Uno.
I'm
Don't put
cool
me
with
on shuffle.
Chanel.
You saw how I shuffled on my story. I can't shuffle.
I'm cool with
I got you. I
Chanel.
can show.
I'm cool with him. I'm cool with Chanel. Me and him are good. We cool. So that'll be good. That'll be
Yeah, we'll
fun.
make it a house party. We'll make it a moment.
It'll be
We
4th of
can.
July weekend, right? Is it 4th of July weekend, Scott?
That's what it's supposed to be. I gotta talk to them when I get back to work tomorrow. But
Are
that's
y'all
what
gonna
it's
have
supposed
burgers? Because I'm trying to eat.
to. Like
Wait,
I
See,
said,
this is why
it
you
is
need to
not.
have me on your show. Look,
It,
Jamar, this is why you need me on your show because my one-liners are sick. I'm telling you.
she is trying to audition already.
Listen, I already got the
I
part. He just don't know it yet. I'm literally the star of
I
the
mean,
listen,
show.
look. Well, no, I
this,
almost said,
this
"Ooh,
is
bitch, you
this
almost
is
spilled
why
some."
I said it's either July or August. You two would know if I'm coming in July or August. You two would know. As far as Boys Night Out, we are allowing guests to come on as guest panelists, though. We are. So we had our very first one because Jamar wasn't here because he was in Miami. But there are a lot of guys that do want to come up there as guest panelists from time to time. So
Yeah, I'll come up there for to be a panelist because I hear y'all cut up. Y'all cut up and I
It
like
be
to
a
cut up.
mess. The girls be it
Be
like you know how
acting
this
up.
started. This is just me and Scotty's phone conversations in front of people.
Yeah,
basically.
because you acting up. Not acting up, but acting up.
We
And
act up in two different ways, though. He acts up in his way. I act up in my loud, ghetto ass way, and he acts up in his rich white woman way. I mean, it works.
rich white woman.
We gonna get
Yeah.
Jamar some Monica heels and just sit him out on
You
the
a
curb.
motherfucking lie. I will refuse. I will not be caught dead with them damn flip flops on.
We
Not in
gonna
this
get
lifetime.
you them
Just like
heels.
I won't be out there with
Gonna
no makeup on my
you
face,
out
but you
on the
think I'm gonna
Yes,
curb.
I
paint
am.
my
Hey,
face.
that's it.
You are not painting my face. You're
Yes,
not
I
going to.
am.
We're not going to argue about this tonight. This is the end of the interview.
I'm
And on
painting
top of
your
that, I need to
face
be
and you're
watching the
taking edibles.
encore anyway. I need to be watching the encore anyway. I'm missing the encore for talking to you motherfuckers right now.
And you're
So,
taking the edible, bitch.
I'm gonna have to watch it on the internet later on because I don't have cable. So
It
I'm
y'all
won't be
need
good
to,
no way.
now look. I don't
you
think
need
anybody
to,
has cable now. I never
I don't
thought there would
either.
be a day.
I don't have cable either. I have a Roku. You and Jamar
Oh,
need
I
to
got a Roku too.
invest
Put
in.
me on. Put me on.
How the hell you have a Roku and don't watch live TV with it?
Put me on. I'm so like I don't know how to work this thing. I don't watch TV. I barely be on the internet. True story. Like ever since they got rid of the Breakfast Club, like I rarely be on YouTube. That was the only reason
Yeah,
I was
I
on
didn't
there.
even notice they got rid of the breakfast.
Well, I don't know.
No, the
Like I
Breakfast
haven't been
Club is
doing
bad.
those as frequently, but like the only time I really get on YouTube is like to watch the wood benders or not the wood benders, but what is it like the wood makers? How they take like the tree branches and they make cuts and stuff. Or I'll get on there and watch like bears chasing people through Yellowstone Park and stuff like that. Like I'll watch that stuff on
What the
YouTube, but
fuck?
or if Shaka Khan does an interview, then I'll, of course I tune in for Auntie. But other than that, like I don't, I'm not on YouTube like that.
Well, they have different apps that you can use to watch everything live, like Philo and what is it? Sling. I use Sling because it has
Oh,
Bravo.
yeah, I
Vimeo
do have
doesn't have
to.
Bravo.
I need them to have something like TiVo. So all I gotta do is just type in what I want to watch. Or y'all remember on Direct TV, like you used to watch the old
It's the
show.
same thing. Like it's the same thing. Like you can go on one of those little apps that they have available, and you can type in whatever show you want to, and they have all the episodes up there if you missed them all, and you can record them if you miss it because that's recording right now. So you know
He had to
that's
stop.
why I told Jamar he needs
Oh.
to get a Roku at least. No
No,
one has cable. I haven't had cable since 2016, so that's
Yeah,
how I
it's
watch
been a
it.
while.
there needs to be more programming that I give a fuck about to come
Yeah,
on.
like the Encore, I think is gonna be a dope show. I was excited. I'm glad. Now, here's my question for y'all. Like, why do you think we have not gotten the final season of Girlfriends? Because they are bringing reboots for everything but Girlfriends. We have gotten The Game.
Them
We
hoes
have
don't like
gotten
each
a
other. They don't want
reboot
to
of The
film.
Proud Family. Like, why of all
They don't
things?
want to do it. They probably don't want to do it. And on top of that, they bring the game back again. And for what?
And for
You
what?
know
I thought
what?
the finale was it.
Because Girlfriends as is so good. If they tried to finish it, it would be trash. No,
I don't
it
think it
would
would
have
be
been
trash.
too
It would just have to be the
trash.
right people. Like they would have to really bring back the original writers of that show. Cause or even I'll even take Tracy what is it? Tracy Golden, Persia and Jill. Even if they wrote the movie, whatever. Like I just feel like at this point, like there are enough resources for you guys to get this movie done. Like y'all, we want it. We want to see it. We want to
But do
see.
they want to do it?
They've said they
That's the
wanted to do it. They said it when they did the interview with Charlamagne. Joan or Tracy brought up a point that would throw everybody for a curveball. If she could end the series with a finale, basically what it would be Joan actually does get her spring wedding, but she ends up leaving what's his face at the altar because she realizes that her true love affair is with Tony, Maya, and Lynn and William, which was ultimately what Girlfriends was about to begin with. So I was like, okay, I could see that. It would make me emotional, but I could see it.
Mm. I mean, I'm very scared about reboots and stuff like that because things that are like classic,
Mm-hmm.
you don't touch it.
I just don't
I'm
want them to
looking at
wait so
Space Jam
long to touch
2.
Girlfriends.
I'm looking at Space Jam 2 right now with a side eye because I'm like,
I'm
no,
not watching it. I'm not watching it.
Space
It
Jam
better
is
be good. It better be good.
Living Single was in talks to do a
don't you
reboot. Now,
fuck with that Space Jam.
I personally, because Living Single is one of my favorite shows, I wanted to see it come back only to see where they are after all these years. But I don't know, people they may ruin it, so leave it
They did
alone.
that with Noah's Ark, and I think what they did was very good. I enjoyed it.
I don't think I watched whatever rebooted version that they had. Or
It
if
was
they
like
watched
it was like the quarantine movie special or something like that. I was like, I think it's still on YouTube, but it was dope. I enjoyed it.
well, see, now we need a movie night. Watch all the things. But I'll definitely, actually, I'm going to do it right now before I even get up off here. I'm going to send you my contact information so that we can
Yes.
connect. Because I need more people to hang out with in ATL.
Yes, no, I'll bring you around the people. Listen, we will go to Apache, get us a hookah, and talk shit. Their grits are the shit. I think they are absolutely amazing.
Well, I can't wait till I come because
There you go.
Jamar is pulling me by the ear to move there.
It only makes sense. I'm just telling you.
So,
You don't need to be being in the sticks and bushes no more. I know that's
It
where your
is
family is
really
at.
no point because
I,
even when I would come to Megabus, it was like
I know that's where your family is at, but
they can come to the city.
and those only like 6 hour drive. They can fly. It'll be
yeah,
about an hour.
it's 6 hours. Yeah,
They
but
have family up here, so I mean,
you some family that that get on my nerves most of the time that I don't want to be around all the time because they make me sick sometimes.
I mean, you said the same thing about me, and here you are.
You have to.
Ugh, okay. So, with that being said, because this is not it, make sure y'all stream and purchase his new single voicemail. If you are not
Yes.
familiar with his music, I would prefer you guys go and listen to. I'll give y'all some key songs to listen to that are available for streaming. My personal favorites. By Myself is probably one of my favorite songs by him. Black Butterfly, Wrong, and Fuck Nigga. And No Projects are the main ones that I would suggest. Oh, and My Ex Still Has My Heart. I think that's the name of it.
Everybody. Okay, so here's the thing. Last thing about that, because I know we got to wrap. That song at every show, they're like, "Are you gonna sing My Ex Has My Heart?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not singing that." And they're just like, "Well, why not?" So I have to do something special.
You can
For my
remix it.
supporters, because that is the song that they want to hear.
Would you ever remix it?
Would I ever remix it?
Rearrange it?
Remix it or re-release it. If I were to re-release it, I would want it to have a whole new thing. Like it would
Yeah,
be
rearrange it.
it would have more variation. It would definitely be with live instruments. I would probably do a live recording of it if I were to do it again.
Boom, there it is.
Yeah. It would 9 times out of 10 be a live recording if I were to do it, if I were to ever do it again.
I'm here for it.
Okay.
As I said, we're gonna hang, we're gonna do stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put some stuff together. I'm gonna have to put something small together for my supporters because they really do, the ones, and they know who they are. They really do ride, and they be like, well, we want this and we want that. They wanted a remix to Silent Treatment. It was done. It was done. We just needed to record it, but we couldn't because of COVID. That ruined a lot of stuff.
Oof.
There was a Throat Babies remix in the works. We couldn't get that
Not
done.
throat, baby.
Yes, I wanted to do a remix to Throat Babies, and
How do you
COVID ruined
add
it.
like someone with actual vocals on Throat Baby?
Listen,
It can happen.
that thing there, that thing, you would have thought you were listening to an early Janet. Seriously,
Not
that
her
thing was
stuff.
that thing was nasty. We were about to go somewhere, but COVID ruined that.
This was actually supposed to be a podcast, but COVID fucked that up too.
COVID steered its path.
Yes, it's still
Yeah.
coming, but
You guys still may get the remix. I may do something where it's like, okay, these are, unreleased songs, remixes, and covers. I don't know.
yeah, well,
We're here for it all. We
yes,
appreciate
we
those.
are. For the most part, though, thank you, DJ, for coming on the show.
Thank
Okay,
you guys for having
this
me.
has been in the making for a while because he reached out to me about maybe 2, 3 months ago saying he wanted to come on the show. So I didn't know how soon he was gonna do it until Jamar told me that uh, told me that he already booked and scheduled the interview already and made the thumbnail. I'm like, okay, all right. Well, because
He was like, he
you know,
yelled my name at the end. He yelled at me. I felt very attacked.
Did he?
I did
Scotty,
what?
in
No.
front of everybody, you owe Jamar an apology.
Oh
What
no,
I
no, no.
do?
I'm talking about you.
Wait, I yelled at you? I thought you were talking about Scotty. When did I do that? I'm
Yelled
sorry,
my name in
Jamar.
all caps in the DM.
Oh yeah, I was like, Jamar. It was late. I was like, Jamar, where you at? What you doing? Put me on.
Let's go.
And also, Jamar is the one that really books the interviews because I'm not that much of a people person like that. So he's the best person to book it with. I always tell people, well, if you want to get the interview booked and scheduled, talk to Jamar.
He's like, talk with Jamar.
Because I'm not a people
He's
person.
not like,
I'm amazed.
I'll tell you, when you get off of here, look at that message and send me your number.
I shall.
Okay.
We are going to do this. We are going to do this. We are going to get together. Like I said, we're gonna make some edibles, gonna make some weed, get us some hookah,
And see, I have stuff
live
from
music.
the stuff that y'all have here is cute, but my LA stuff it gets me where I need to go.
I've never been to LA. We gotta go. It's a trip.
Well, see, I have it right here in my nightstand.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Los Angeles. Who are we talking
Oh,
about?
that's what I'm talking about. That's where it came from.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we gotta go to LA.
I'm down for that too.
We can take Delta.
Okay, let's go because we've been trying to end this for the last
No, I'm just
30
playing.
damn
Huh?
minutes.
Fine.
But thank everybody for watching. Thank DJ for coming on our show. He just may come in on Boys Night Out one night as a guest. Who knows? At some
Who
point he will because
knows?
Boys Night Out is where it really goes down. See, on the Prelude, me and Jamar are being very professional and Barbara Walterish and shit
Are
like
we?
that. Well, at least we try to be. But
Do
um,
we?
you know what? Fuck it. Thank y'all for watching. I
Shoot,
appreciate it.
bitch.
And we all appreciate it. Make sure y'all stream DJ's new song, voicemail, and
Yeah, the
not only
video is
that,
out right now too. Go watch
video is
that.
also out now, so go watch his video as well. His Instagram name is right here on the screen. It's at I am DJ. Be sure to follow him as well. It's on the shirt too, y'all. I almost forgot. It's on his shirt and all of that stuff. So be sure to check out all his old music too, because he does make good music. Okay, if he didn't, I would not be supportive. So with that being said, y'all, we are out of here. I'm about to sign out. I gotta watch the encore so I can review it, child. With that
Yes,
being said, we out.
please.
Peace. Let me make sure it's ended because